And we are live. Good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. I'm Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach. I'm also the founder, president, and CEO of the Henderson Financial Group located here in Miami Lakes, Florida. And joining me is my brother from another mother, always on time, ready, willing, and able to serve. My brother,
Woo.
James T, the one and only Hot 105. How you doing, James?
I'm great, Rob. I'm great. I'm feeling great. Up early this morning, got my study in, had a chance to spend some time outside already, just checking out nature, just watching what God has created, Rob. Just
James, you say
enjoying.
you're studying. Every morning you study.
Oh, Rob. Hey, every morning, every since May 13th, 1988, every day.
You just study. You just studying nature, studying God, studying the
Study whatever.
Word,
Hey, Rob,
studying, learning.
I want, hey, if I tell them I was on the air yesterday, Rob, and on my way in, I said, you know something? I want to share something, and for those who can get it. And I told them, I always open up wishing everybody a great day, happy Friday. And there's nothing better than today until midnight tonight. When
Uh,
Saturday comes, Friday, hey, is the past. So, hey, Saturday will be better. So, Rob, good morning, good morning, good morning. There's nothing better than today until midnight tonight when Sunday comes. Then it's a
hey,
better day.
hey, like I said, there's no place I'd rather be better
Woo.
than right here, right now.
Right now. Right
There's
now.
no place I'd rather be at this time and at this moment than right here, right
Right
now.
now.
That's a blessing, right?
I saw the squirrel, I saw the rabbit, I saw the bird on time, Rob. I've been monitoring
Nature.
nature around my house, and I've been timing when they start coming out, preparing for what the year is going to be like for them and what their purpose to do. They don't have a choice. Of course, we have a choice. So therefore, we choose if we go sleep late, get up early, whatever choice it is, we have choices. Those animals and the trees have no choice. They must do what they were created to do when they were created to do it. And when we think about understanding money and understanding how we can better live our lives, if we would get on that same schedule, if we would make a schedule, set a goal, have a plan, make a budget, oh my goodness, our lives would just change dramatically.
Yes, it will.
Drastically. Yeah.
As simple as that, my brother. We just actually make a change because I always say nothing changes until you change it. Nothing changes until you change it. Hey, good morning, L.J. Johnson. How you doing, my brother from another mother? Good morning, Terry Green, my brother Chris Green, all the way from Ohio.
Okay.
Good morning. And there's some people who haven't signed on yet, but I'm pretty sure the crew is going to be all falling in here. It's right after 4 minutes after 9. We're listening to Understanding Money with James T, Hot 105 Miami, and Robert Henderson Jr., founders, certified financial planner, certified tax coach. I wanted to, how you doing, Iris? I wanted to recap some of the things because we are rounding out, ending our final stretch for that 32% match on that annuity.
Mm.
32% match. So it ends on no, it ends on Monday, which is April 3rd. Boy, time is flying, isn't it? April
Mm.
3rd, the where you won't be able to get a match for your savings and your investment on an annuity. And
So
it's
it had
32% right now.
Rob. So let's make that clear. So you do have Monday to finally
Yes.
register.
Yes.
But after Monday, you cannot register.
Yes. You
Okay.
could register, but you won't. You can register,
But you
but
won't get
you
yeah,
won't get
the match. You
32%.
won't get the match.
Now, you know, at my age, James, I'm 64. I'll be 65 this year. And when I was 25, I thought what I was thinking, and the people around me, we all thought like that because we were 24, 25. And I always thought the older people, mature people, they were way smarter than us 24, 25-year-olds, you know, until I got up to this age now. And I see right now, age don't make you smart. You know, age don't make you smart or wise or wisdom. You know, you just don't, you know. You can't stop the aging process. You had nothing to do with that. That's just the way nature is, right?
Right.
You can't make yourself older or younger. You know, I mean, you know, because as the sun go up and come down, time takes care of that. But that don't have anything, because you're older, that don't have anything to do with wisdom and understanding. And I'm saying that because, you know, there are people that 60, you know, 70 years old, you know, they ask me, you know, questions about this annuity. And one question I got yesterday was, why would an insurance company do this? Why would they give investors a 32% match? And why would they do this for a short window? I mean, why would they? I mean, this campaign started on January 31st of 2023, and they said it was going to end on April 3rd, 2023. So you get the word out. People like me and other advisors all over the country, financial planners, and we tell our clients, and we tell them about this, something that you can get in on. But this guy, he said he just wanted to know, he thought it was some sort of catch. Why would a company, you know, advertise and give you this kind of incentive? It almost seems too good to be true. And then as he was saying that, like, just like nature, you know, and just like looking at, I get a lot of my answers from looking around and kind of looking at the way life is and choices and things go. And then when he was saying that, you know, I thought about Macy's. Macy's sometimes have a 1-day sale, you know what I mean? Or Dillard's, or they may have a 2-day or 3-day sale. And then as I thought about that to compare what he was saying to see what he was asking me, was it so odd? I said, man, it's just a marketing scheme. You know, I mean, you look at Easter, you know, they Easter, and every month there is some Father's Day, Mother's Day sale, blowout mattress, cars do it. I mean, it's a marketing. It's saying, hey, listen, you guys don't know. Let me tell you about something to get you going. That's what it is. It's just a marketing. After April 3rd, just like if you don't go, when Macy's or Dillard say they're having a 50% sale and it ends on Monday, you can't go Tuesday and ask the people why you mad because you couldn't get there on Monday. You can't go. The sale, them prices literally drop back and revert back to what they was when the sale is over. You know that, right, James?
Well, Rob, could it be that, and I hate, I'm going to have to say this way.
Just
Rob,
tell it like it is, brother. Tell it true. Sometimes the truth hurts.
We all know people, you know, who say that can't be true. There got to be a catch. I mean, it's that NMA rather than the PMA. It's the NMA. That negative mental attitude, Rob. And wait, and in my study this morning, I've been going back and picking up on some messages that I've had before, and there was a message that says, everything that you have that you don't want, you've been asking for it. And it's through our thinking and through our actions. So if we just, as you often say, Rob, just because we can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Just because we don't know it doesn't mean that it's not there to be known by someone. And believe me, I don't care how much we know, we don't know all there is to know.
Always more to know.
Always more to know. So keep learning. So before you get into that, I doubt it. I don't believe it. But what basis do you have not to believe it? Where do you find that? Well, I just think, woo, that's true. You just think. You don't ask, you don't seek, you don't knock, you don't. But I pride the gentleman in saying or asking in the way that he asked, so that you could answer him, so that you can give him an example that people are marketing. The more people that they get in, hey, the more that they can earn through their business of being a business.
Right. And it's just pure marketing. And they do it because if you look at the economic climate in America, you know, uh, when you look at the economic uncertainty, the threat of a recession, many people say we're already in a recession. When you look at the threat of layoffs, when you look at the volatility of the stock market, the uncertainty, when you look at interest rates, when you look at the still a war going out there, you just look at the supply and demand. You look at, the price of eggs and bread and mayonnaise, it's a lot of uncertainty. And people feel comfortable when they know, they feel more at home. People don't really like the unknown. So insurance companies say, man, this is a great advantage. This is a great time to comfort you. It's a great time because you don't know what your stock portfolio going to look like next month. It may be up, maybe down, maybe real down. So, and that's been happening. So they keep they finger on what's going on. It's a marketing. So they'll say, okay, listen, we're not going to do this forever, but we're going to do a from January 31st, actually all of February, March, and then April 3rd, we're going to give you guys a shot to get in and put some money in. And then some people call and ask me, James, well, why are they stopping it at 18 months? I say, well, they ain't going to keep. Think about that. Some people call and say, Rob, this annuity special, would they give a 32% match? First of all, it's too good to be true. Second of all, they say, why, once you put your money in, why is it only, they're going to match it for only 18 months? And I say, well, think about that. When Macy's or Dillard's or Toyota have a sale, they don't have a sale every day. You know what I mean? It's a marketing tool. And on top of that, what would happen if they had a 32% match every day forever? There's something I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard, that the rich get richer. They ain't never stop. That ain't gonna never stop. First of all, because the rich are in control. They make the rules, they make the laws, and they don't make them to hurt them. They make them so they can benefit them. James, you and I was making rules. Will we make rules that was going to sabotage us or cause our demise or help us live better, James? Come on, that's human. Now that's human nature. Would we, you and I, James, if we rule makers, would we design rules that would be detrimental to you and I ourselves? Would we do that?
No, Rob, we'd be smart enough to do what they're doing. We would be smart enough to know that there's, rather than that artificial intelligence, there's infinite intelligence, or universal intelligence, that we know that if we can help others to help themselves, hey, we could also help ourselves.
That's right. Serve. So the question says, why don't they keep this going? Because think about it. The wealthy come in and say, hey, Henderson, here's $10 million, 32% match. That means the insurance company gonna give them an extra 3.2 million on top of their 10 million. You understand? Someone come in and say, hey, Henderson, here's $20 million. I don't want bonds anymore. I want to put $20 million in here. Insurance company say, okay, well, we're gonna give you 6.4%, 6.4 million on top of your 20 million. Now you got 26 million. So you'll have more wealthy people taking advantage of this than the less wealthy people. And the poor certainly won't take, because they ain't got, the minimum is 20,000.
No, Rob, that was a question that came up. I got a call on that question. Now, does the 20,000 have to go in when you register? That was the question.
Not at all. I'm glad you.
Boom.
I'm glad you asked that question. Okay, so I want y'all to pay attention to this, because I guess it can be. Well, obviously, it is confusing to a lot of people. And this is one of the reasons why I teach the way I teach. I use metaphors and I break it down to you like a 6-year-old, because words get in the way. I battle with Heisey all the time, because my daughter Heisey, God bless her, she's been with the firm for 22 years. She's smart as a whip, and I'm so proud of her. And I tease about them words all the time, words get in the way, meaning. I like meaning more than words. What do you mean? What are you talking about? I heard you, but I still don't know what you're talking about. That's a big difference, you know. What are you saying? So here, to answer your question, Monday is the last day to register. So let me paint a picture, because I told you the last day to register, but let me give you a picture, like a metaphor, so you can understand. James, registering is, especially when you register and you don't have to put up a dime, you don't have to put up a credit card, you don't have to do anything. When you register, matter of fact, a lot of people register to vote, don't show up, do they? I came to my mind.
Stop.
They register all the time. Matter of fact, we got a lot of registered voters.
Oh, Lord.
It's because you registered, you got the right to vote, but do you vote? See, registering just gives you the right
to
vote. Registering for this annuity just gives you the right for 6 months to put in the minimum $20,000. That's what it gives you the right. You locked in. When you register, like tonight, James, if we want to register tonight at 7 p.m. and take our wives to the Chateau Inn for dinner, and all of a sudden something comes up, we say, no, we don't want to go. We change our mind. They're not gonna come hunt us or come after us or charge us no more than you register to vote and you don't vote this season. They don't come after you. Why you ain't vote? You know what I mean? So when you register, so the point is, Monday is the last day to register. You don't have to have money. Some people say, listen, I'm retiring in August. I don't have 20,000 right now. So what if you don't have 20,000 minimum right now? That's okay. But if you register by Monday and you have 20,000 in August, September, you good. Because you don't need the 20,000 until after 6 months after you register. That's the minimum. Now, you think I need to say it again? You think?
No, Rob, I think they heard it from the beginning. But again, the fact is, okay, how easy is it to register, Rob?
All you got to do is call our office, talk to Heisey or Tavares. They'll take your name, rank, and serial number, put you down, and reserve a place for you. And you have 6 months to fund, to come up and
the 20,000,
a
minimum of 20,000,
minimum $20,000.
Okay, Rob.
Now, some people say, "Can I register and I can put in 5,000 right now, and then in 6 months it'll add up to 20,000?" No, the company don't want a piecemeal like that. They want you to register, and then when it's time to vote, in other words, when it's time to pay your money, pay your money. That's it. And you got 6 months later. Now, after you put in the minimum 20,000.
Very good. Go ahead.
You got 18 months to add more. You got 18 months to add more money, man. You could add more money for 18 months, and you could forecast, you can plan and say, I'm retiring in January 2024. If I registered now, I'm gonna be within that 18 months. And I'm gonna get, $800,000 or $500,000 or $400,000, and then the company is going to match. So let's talk about that. A match is totally different from interest rate. A match is different. They're not giving you 32% interest on your money. No, they're just matching. That's a big difference now. So when you put in 100,000, they're gonna match that 100,000 with 32%. They're gonna give you 32,000 on top of the 100,000. That's what they're gonna do. That's a match. Now, how does it grow? Well, you put in 100, they matched the 32. Now you have 132,000. How does it grow? It grows because annually we expect to get anywhere from 4 to 8% return on the money. That's it. And whenever you get the return, it locks, it becomes part of your principal. Now you still can, while the money's growing, you still can be putting more money in there. and they're going to match it. It's very good strategy for thinkers and for people who have long-term visions, people who have vision. If you're right now, right here, want to see it all, then you can't see this. And I have found, and James, I'm sure you have found, because you're very successful in a whole lot of ways, and wisdom, understanding. We have found that wealth comes with time. There's no shortcut with wealth, because when we talk about lifelong learning, we know we can't learn everything in today. We know that we know more today than we knew 20 years ago. We knew that. And we know that there ain't no way to speed it up, because even if we speed it up and we spent all day, 24 hours studying and learning, there's still more.
Always.
Always. You can't cheat time. You can't say, oh, I want an instant. You want to microwave this where you got all this. Nah, they might have came up with the blue pill, but they ain't came up with no pill. All of a sudden, you know everything right now. Okay. So time. And when you start maturing and getting wisdom, you understand how time is on your side. If you're doing the right thing, time is the best thing you got, man. If you're doing the wrong thing, time is the worst thing you got, because you're going to hurry up and get broke. You hurrying up to go to jail. You hurrying up to die. If you're doing the wrong thing, you helping your demise. But if you're doing the right thing, that same time is your best friend. Because before you look up, you're going to be like, oh my God, man, 5 years I went back. Look how much I got.
Robert, I have a solution to every problem that we have. And I said, you can figure out anything. You can add it up, multiply it, divide it. You can do whatever. God plus time. Always add that in. Put whatever your solution is, that's the solution. And then add God plus time. Because if you want to call it infinite intelligence, universal intelligence, you don't call it he, she, it, whatever, God plus time. And it's so important that you say what you say, because it gives clarity to those who are wondering. Now, I would love to have listeners, viewers, post up questions that they may have, because they may have questions that we haven't asked. And that's why I try to ask the question that I've been asked and people have been concerned about, so that they will have a better understanding. You must register by the 3rd, not the 4th, the 3rd. So between now and the 3rd, and the Henderson Financial Group will get you registered for this annuity special that's going on. And there's a 32% match. You don't have to have the $20,000, quote unquote, when you register. And you cannot pay in increments. Within the 6-month period, come up with the initial $20,000. And there will be a 32% match. And Mr. Henderson is saying that after that, you have 18 months that you can add to that if you so desire. Am I correct in saying that, Rob?
You're 100%. As a matter of fact, you're 1,000%.
Okay. Well, but see what I've been doing to everybody, Rob, so that they don't delay. I've been telling everyone who had questions, call the Henderson Financial Group. I'm not the financial planner, although I speak with you often every day, multiple times a week. We discuss these things, but I want them to get into the habit of asking the people who know, so that you don't go to your family, to your friends. I could be family, I could be friend, but I'd like to send you to the Henderson Financial Group so that you can, quote unquote, become an ambassador, because that's what's going to happen, Rob. After a period of time, someone is going to tell the story that we tell all the time about how we learned lessons, how I learned that there was money in the walls and I didn't have to bust a wall down. All I had to do was change. I had to change my way of thinking, and then, quote unquote, believe what I was being told was true. And I can tell you, folks, believing meant that I didn't just say I believed what Mr. Henderson said. I believed and acted on that belief. Faith without deeds or action is worthless. And when I did that, the results continues to develop today. We got some paperwork just last evening, Rob, and I couldn't do nothing but smile because the paperwork coming in 2023 was the result of an action I took in 1980.
Isn't that something? They go that time again. Time. Time is on your side if you doing the right thing. It's just like being a farmer. You know, when you planting seeds or growing crop. I mean, time, you got to give it time. It will come to pass whether you did it or you didn't do the right thing. You know, James, another question that I get, people call in and they want to know, can they put their sons and daughters in this in terms of age? Now, let's talk about that. This annuity is for diversification. When you put money in an annuity, what are you saying? And why would you do that? An annuity is right. If I was a manager of a grocery store, and you came in and say, hey man, where's the fish, or where do I get cabbage from, or where do I get washing powders from? I'm gonna say on aisle 9, or you say, well, you need to get a can of beans or something. I'm gonna say that's on aisle 12. You may say I need to get some rice or what. I'm saying that's on aisle 6. I can tell you inside of the storehouse where what you need is located. If you tell me what you need, if you say, man, you need some chicken, I'll tell you where that it's in produce. I can tell you where in the meat department. I can tell you where it is. I certainly won't send you down the wrong aisle where you're getting beans. If you told me you need to buy some beans, I won't send you down the wrong aisle because I know this is what I do. I'm the manager of the store. In other words, I'm the manager of what I do for over 30 years. So this annuity, what is it good for? This is a income. First of all, this is money where you don't want to take risks. This is a non-risk investment. You can't compare this investment inside of annuity with stock market. You can't. It's like two different aisles. It's like saying you want washing powder or you want ketchup. That washing powders and ketchup is two different aisles in the grocery store. So if you say you want income and you want to protect that income, you don't want to lose a penny because you're sick and tired of watching your statement go up and down, and you scared and you retired. There's nothing worse than being retired and scared of running out of money. Woo, Lord help me. You retired, you ain't gainfully employed no more, and you scared because your money, all of your money, is in the stock market. You have no control. They do whatever they want to do with the computers, and you living off that, and you need it, and you scared. Can you imagine that? Man, man, some of your cells and organs are just tighten up and everything.
I was going to tell you, Robert, you're going to have health issues. Yeah, you're definitely going to have health issues. Your emotions, your mental. Oh,
yeah. I mean, so this annuity is for people like that. This annuity is for people like, listen, man, I'm not gainfully employed anymore. I get a pension, or I'm on Social Security. I'm on fixed income. I need a certain amount of money. That's what annuities are for. It's to give you a flow of income. It's like a machine that just come rain or shine before you got to bed, and money gonna be right in your bank account. And that's why you want a pension, or that's why you want Social Security. Because that's what I call Social Security. You know exactly how much you're gonna get every month. They give you a raise now and then. So the annuity is the same. It's investment to be on the same aisle as guaranteed income. So some people want to know, can I double my money? It ain't that type of plan. It ain't that type of investment. If you want to double your money, then it's not an annuity. Now, you could double over time, but you can't double it next week because that's a whole nother different type of investment. So the lady called and said, Henderson, she said she's 70 years old, but she said she have granddaughter who's 22 years old. And the granddaughter, she got some money for the granddaughter. She want to know, should she put the minimum 20,000 in this 32% match for her granddaughter, 22 years old? And I said, no, because this is for income. Your granddaughter is still just breaking out. You know, she's 22. She needs to have more growth. She can afford to take a little bit more risk than you. We don't need to, you know, right now, we don't need to put her in something that's going to be, 10 years paying her income. We don't need that. We need her to build right now. That's what we need. So let me give you an example of what I'm saying, because in my mind, I paint pictures and I want you all to be here with me. Let's use a squirrel. Everybody know how squirrels, the nature, James, as interesting, you would say that you was watching nature this morning. Ain't no telling what time that was. That might have been 4 o'clock for you, man. 4 a.m.
All right. Sun was up. They're not gonna come out.
They naturally ain't gonna come out at 4 a.m. like when you get up, huh?
No.
That's
for us. That 3:33 and 4 o'clock. That's for humans.
So let's look at the concept in terms of investing of this annuity and growth investments. Let's just look at the good Lord created a squirrel, and the squirrel is in tune with the universe and nature. So here you have now good Lord gave us man dominion. In other words, we smarter than animals. But yet, here's a squirrel. A squirrel gathers nuts. Gathering nuts is a metaphor for earning, accumulating. Gathering for man, it's accumulating your working years. Whatever you want to do, whatever you got to do, however you got to do it, hopefully it's legal to get and earn some money.
Hopefully it's something that you love too. So hopefully it's some work that you love to do. That's another mistake we
yeah, hopefully it's something that you love to do, right? So a squirrel gathers the nuts. Now the squirrel naturally gathers the nuts, and the squirrel saves some nuts. But think about this. As James would watch this squirrel, I want y'all to watch this, your imagination. When you talk to us, you got to have an imagination so you can see what I'm talking about. Not always just hear, but see what I'm talking about with your mind's eye. So the squirrel gathering nuts. Now, we know that the squirrel got to eat. Can't just keep out there gathering and not eat. The squirrel be done lost a lot of weight, be done died and frail, and because he got saving all this, but he ain't eating nothing. So therefore, we know as we work, earn, that we got to feed ourselves so we can be strong. But we smarter than a squirrel, because a squirrel gonna eat some of the nuts and save some nuts. Now, some of y'all will say, why on earth would the squirrel save any nuts? And some humans, grown people, start off working when they're 18, 19. Me, I started at 13, James. I don't know how you started when I started working. So some of us gather our nuts, and we eat them all. We eat all our nuts. So later on, when it's time to retire, we don't really have much. And that's when we're afraid. But a squirrel gathers the nuts now, eats some of them to survive, and saves some. Why do they do that? Because when winter time comes, the atmosphere, the weather, the environment has changed. Like James said, the trees, they're not even green no more. They look dead. There's no fruit out there. See, nuts are buried because snow. It's hard for a squirrel to go out there who kept eating all their nuts. Now it's winter time. Now they want to go out and they're hungry. It's harder to find the nuts because snow out there. They got to dig. And on top of that, the grizzly bears and all the wolves, they hunting for food too. And guess who that food is? The squirrel.
I got 3 hawks on my that I say govern my property. So hey, and they have to have some food as well.
They gotta have some food. So if you a squirrel, i.e., if you old and you ate all your nuts and you ain't saved nothing, you're gonna be out here 90 years old, a Walmart greeter. Now, nothing against the Walmart greeter, nice people, but you're gonna be out here afraid. That's why I'm saying, man, we are greater. God gave us dominion. We supposed to be thinkers. Thinkers rule the world. So an annuity is putting money inside of an investment that's guaranteed, but you can't lose. But you can turn on the income now, or you can turn it on 3 years from now, or turn it over 10 years from now. You can turn on the income because it has accumulated like a squirrel. It has grown, never went down, does not fluctuate. There's no movement monthly to watch like the stock market. You put the money in there, 20,000, 100,000, $1 million, it's just gonna keep doing like that. That's it. Now, if you want to take some money out right now and say, okay, start paying me income because I'm a certain age, it's gonna start paying your income. But when you start paying your income, it's still gonna be good doing that. And that's something, that's a good deal. It's still gonna be doing that, even though it's paying your income. Some people say, no, I'm gonna wait for 10 years for it to grow because I'm gonna have more money per month if I wait 10 years. Some people say, no, I'm gonna get $500,000. They're gonna match that $500,000 and give me $160,000 on top of that. I got $660. I want to start getting income next month. You can turn it on like that, but it's still gonna grow. But you're gonna be taking money out of it. So you could delay when you're gonna turn it on. So a kid who's 20 years old, I don't want to put him there because stuff happens. A 22-year-old may get married and say, hey, listen, man, I need that money. I want to buy a car. We got a lot of time for a 22-year-old instead of having their money inside of annuity for the next 30 years. That's a long time. The world gonna change. We might be on the moon, you know. So we don't recommend them for younger people. That makes sense, James?
All that makes sense to me, Rob. Yeah,
that's what an annuity is. Annuity is because you see, they'd have taught us as we were growing up. Listen, we all working. We got to go out there and be like squirrels. Don't eat all your nuts, but try to replace your hard-earned labor with a machine or something that's going to give money back to you later on. It could be a pension, but a company's getting rid of pensions. The 401k, they Jedi mind us. It's not stable. It's up, it's down. So you have to come and deal with something else. You either have to have a business, you have to have real estate. Real estate is pretty good, even though it goes up and down, not as much. But then we know that the rent, what you can charge a tenant goes, they ain't really going down, right? Like what you talking about? Ain't nobody reducing the rent, right? So
no, right.
I mean, the rent what you paid 30 years ago, 20 years ago, you got to 5 years ago, you got to pay more, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Rob,
if you own that property,
yes, yeah.
you're pretty good shape.
Well, Rob, here's another thought. I'm just going to throw this out there, and you handle it the way you want. For a 20 or 22-year-old, I think that even if they were set up where they could get that money, I think it would stunt their growth. Because, hey, they should be thinking. They should be thinking about building. They should be thinking about what they're going to do to earn. So, and we've all made that mistake. All parents, I think, have made that mistake by thinking at some point in your life that there's something that I'm going to do. Oh, because the favorite line is, I don't want my kids to have to go through what I went through. Boy, I wish my grandmother could have taught my kids what she taught me. You know, I wish I could have taught my kids what she taught me, you know, so that they could have a better understanding of how they can earn and not have to beg any man or woman for a job. Rob, wouldn't that be awesome? Because I truly do believe that greatness, you know, is the ability to recognize the power of our mind and embracing it, you know, and using it to earn money. That doesn't mean that you don't work with or work for, but let your skill and that mind or that gift that you've been given, let that determine the value. I think that on one of the shows we talked about, what understanding our value is, and it dealt with your ability to do a job, you know, and hey, what it would cost that employer to replace you. That if you want to know how valuable you are, think about it. Your ability to do what you quote unquote are being hired, paid, contract, however you want to put it, to do, and there, mm, what it would cost them to replace you.
Yeah, I mean that's so profound and so powerful, James. Because I often tell people I don't have any shame about it. One thing I'm gonna tell you the truth from my experience and how I feel, and if I had to do it all over again, you know, I most people knew I grew up with very humble means. My father was a drunk in Chicago. My mother fled at night, and she went to Aunt Lucia house and my cousin Terry at Ohio, and then she migrated down here to Florida where all her family was. But my mother, she, we had to go through shops, and you know, we waited until they had that bulk pickup when the people in the wealthy neighborhood put chairs out and all that. Man, my mom, we had that down to a science. We used to go in the bulk pickup when the wealthy people put a chair out or a table out. Man, mom would load up that old car. Hopefully it'd make it. And we'd go in the neighborhoods and get furniture. And I'd be part of tying it on top of like the Beverly Hillbillies.
Mhm.
So what that did for me is that, and I looked around me and a lot of people wasn't wealthy. A lot of people wasn't living, the way I would live. When I look at TV, I look at the movies and they're on airplanes and having sidewalk cafes and traveling. People around me that I was growing up, they was working hard. But I wanted to go to Paris. I wanted to go to Italy. I wanted to go scuba dive, and I wanted to go snow skiing. I was a dreamer. And so I figured I had to do something out of the norm. I couldn't just get a regular job that everybody in the neighborhood got, the plain old job. I had to get something that caused me to think. And by doing that, I became more wealthy. I got wealthy. I stayed out of the penal system. My mother told me she had no money to get me out of jail, so don't even go that direction. So I already knew that because I love my mother. She's my first love, and I just didn't do no jail stuff. Okay. So but when I say I have to do it over again, because I have 5 children. If I had to do it all over again, man, my 5 children, I was so wanting to have a better life. When I had children, I wanted to be able to give them a better life. So man, they done been on cruise ships since they were 3 years old. Man, they done ate at restaurants. They done been all in Europe. They done been snow skiing and all that. Man, if I had to do it over again, James, just say this: if I had to do it over again, I'd have had the 5 children. We'd probably had a 2-bedroom house.
They wouldn't know how wealthy their father is, right?
They wouldn't know how wealthy I promise y'all, they wouldn't know how wealthy their father would. I would make sure there was no central air. Everybody would have had a fan. Everybody would have had a fan. Okay, we wouldn't have had we'd have had 2 bedrooms, 5 children, me and Natalie, 7 of us. I tell you, y'all think I'm lying, because I would have wanted all of them to say, and guess what? Even if they knew how wealthy that I would be, I would want them to be just so with me until they was like, boy, they can't wait till they get out of here. Get out my house. Get out my house. They can go get a central air so they can travel and do some things, And as I think about it, I might have traveled. Me and Natalie, my wife, we want to travel. Remember, this is our money. So y'all can't go.
Right. See, adversity, but hey, adversity sometimes can create greatness. Because again, we want to make it quote unquote better for them, but are we really making it better or just making it easy? Easy for them to not have to do anything, easy for them to not have to reach down within and say, there's a greatness in me that, I have, I have a daughter that I guess her goal in life, I'm gonna be better than my father. And that's great. I appreciate that. I hope she does more, goes further, accumulates more. You know, but I want her to do it on her own dime and in her own time. No, but it really is an opportunity for us to recognize that truly each of us have been given something great and to seek it, man, and to be Rob, to be willing to bet the farm,
Yes.
hey, okay, if Rob, if I had to go back and live in my mom's house, it would only be because I got a plan of something that I'm going to do for whatever. And things do happen, things happen all the time. But if you've gone through it, hey, you don't have to be afraid of it. But
Well,
and you should not fear going through something you have not done either. You can have faith.
I just think that you always want to go higher. You always want to go where you haven't been before. A lot of times, if you've been there before, we get used to anything. I mean, you have people that says, they all their life they want to get a Mercedes Benz. When they get the Mercedes Benz, after 3 years, that feeling is gone. I mean, it's like that's it. It's like the Wizard of Oz. Going down that yellow brick road. Trying to get to Oz. And then when you get there, you find out it ain't what you thought it was. Little old man lying. and the man tell you could have went home a long time ago if you just would have thought, and it's like, Lord have mercy. I was afraid, all the characters, that's a metaphor for real life. We get used to anything. I don't care if you're making $100 million a year, $100 million a year, you get so used to it, man, until and it's not a big thrill, it's just not, because the good Lord is so good and so perfect that we're designed, our thirst cannot be quenched off things and stuff.
Ooh,
I'm gonna say it again.
Purpose.
The creator who created us is so perfect until we think, and we still think, even in our older age, that things and material stuff can quench the thirst that we crave. It's impossible. You get used to every level you get to. Every level you get to, you get used to it. Every level. If you was making $50,000 a year, now you say, oh my God, my whole world would be so good if I make $100,000. You start making $100,000 a year, you get so used to that. And you say, oh man, I need to make $1 million a year. Guess what? You get used to making $1 million and it ain't no big deal. You know what I mean? And you say, okay, I want to make $10 million a year. Guess what? You get used to making $10 million and you still a fool. You still, because the good Lord made it where no things and stuff can bring you peace, happiness, and the joy that you really fulfill. You know how you get that? Doing the right thing, getting to a level, and then helping others. That's how you get. And it's called service. I mean, I know we're running out of time, but listen, I got another call and I want to go back and I really want to talk about this too, because this is something that a lot of people don't know about and it can help them. The in-service rollover. James, I did not know that so many people was not aware that most companies have an in-service rollover provision in their retirement plans. So you have to ask, and it's something, man. When you to say I don't know, I didn't know, that's not an excuse. You can't try to get that. You can't say, God, I'm not in heaven because I didn't know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to find out what you're supposed to do. It's your job. You find out what's on Netflix. You find out when the football game gonna be played. You got to find out things that's going to help you. You got to seek, ask, knock. You got to find out. You got to ask yourself, is there a better way?
Rob, I shared that with one of my coworkers just this week because he was asking, James, man, I said, hey, and I shared, but go ahead, continue with it. Service, what?
Yeah, roll over. So out of service, and when you get ready to retire from FRS or the state or the city or the county, wherever you are, they're saying that you're going to be out of service. You know how they'll put a bus, this school bus or this metro bus been serving the community for 30 years. Now it's gotten old. It's going to be out of service. This airplane, some airplanes they put out of service because they get old. When we say we're going to retire, they consider us out of service. Okay. So while you working, you are considered in service. So since you are serving, still working for the man or woman or whatever, you're serving. And most people think that the only time you can get your money is when you are out of service, when you retire. No, you can still be working and request. Say, listen, do our retirement plan that we have with this company, do they have a provision where we can do an in-service rollover while we still working, still getting paid every 2 weeks, but we can roll over our retirement plan out of this volatile stock market stuff. We can have more control because some of y'all have money piled up, and there's a real estate deal. There's a lady just foreclosing. There's a lady next door about to lose their house. You want a bit, you would like to get that, but your money tied up in your retirement and you don't know how to do it. But if you knew that your company had an in-service rollover, you can roll your money over and buy that house.
Bam.
With your money. Yes, you can. Let the church say amen.
Right. Like I said, it's what we don't know that we don't know. And sometimes what we think we know is not so.
Now, hey, Jane, now what I just told the audience, listen, you ain't gonna get that kind of James Bond Secret Service suit. You're not gonna get that kind of information from the bank. The little boy, little girl work at the bank. You ain't gonna get that from the bank manager. They don't know that. You're not gonna get that if you call Fidelity. They don't know that. If you call Vanguard, they don't know that because those are bodies. Those bodies answering phones. You are a number. They don't study this stuff like this, man. We over here. We special ops. We just not in the military. They sent us to go get Bin Laden. That's what you're dealing with when you have a personal relationship with a certified financial planner, but not just even a certified financial planner, because a lot of people get those titles and they hang it up on the wall. You got to continue to sharpen your knife. Just because you're a black belt, that don't mean you can fight. You might have paid for that belt. You took the courses. Just because you got a college degree in business, that don't mean you ever been in business. You never sold orange. You never sold oranges on a quart of water, but you got a master's in business. You never been in business. So the belt don't make the man, the titles, the experience do. So what I just told y'all about that in-service rollover, how to take more control, that's special ops. That's special category. That's special. That's what I wanted to know. I was so black, I need to have enough green to cover my black. I need to have more information. I know I got to be 2-3 times good. So I seek knowledge. I understand that. I'm okay with it. So that's why I continue to learn. And I go to workshops all over the country, finding out what they talking about.
Robert, I passed that information on. As a matter of fact, I think it was 2 or 3 people this week. I said, hey, we were coworkers. One of them was a coworker. The other was just someone. And I had to share the fact that although some people can be also getting a pension from another company and working still with another company, ask the question, in service, do we have in-service rollover? Now, when you were thinking, how am I going to get that $20,000 within 6 months for that 32% match, you might find out you got 320,000.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, and believe me, nobody's calling you up from the company to tell you, do you know that you have $320,000 in your pension? That you could do an in-service rollover and get a 32% match through the Henderson Financial.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And this information and what you don't know is abundant. It's all around. It's so much that you don't know. You don't even think. You don't even know what's on the planet. You don't even know you could do that. It's like what our government here in the United States. They know so much that we don't even know that they know about us. about what they're doing, what they're planning, and how they doing it. You think you know it all? No. I mean, it's no different than you'd have grown up and little children. You don't tell little children about your bills and what you got to pay. They just there to eat, see shelter. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. There's always something going on that you don't know about, good or bad. Really, I mean, you don't know. But listen, I want to say that there is no country I would rather be in than America. Why? Because America will roll you over. America will hurt you. You want to be with the 800-pound gorilla. All right. There's no other place I'd rather be, even though we travel all over. Our friend of mine just came back from Morocco. And he was saying, Rob, I love Morocco, but boy, I was glad to be back in America.
No place like home.
There's no place like America. America don't play. America got the CIA, NSI, and NA, all kind of stuff that you wouldn't even dream that America have that type of artillery. America got some stuff. So you want to be right here, being a good citizen, minding your business, being better than a squirrel. You want to be thinking. You want to try to build your wealth. You don't want to eat all your nuts, and you want to serve, right, James?
do you want? And don't get distracted by everything you see on that social platform or that TV. Hey, think for yourself. Read. Hey, and the beautiful thing about living in America for me, Rob, is that no matter what they say or what, as they say, they do, we can always find a way. We can always find a way to make life better for ourselves, our families, our loved ones, and our community. But you got to think. Think. You got to think.
You got to think, and you got to ask, and you got to want, and don't think just because you don't see it or don't know it, that it's not out here. That's one of the big misses that people, they feel that they never heard of it. And oftentimes, a lot of this stuff that I talk about that I've heard is not from common people, everyday people. They don't know it. That's what makes us valuable at the Henderson Financial Group. So just because you haven't heard it at the water cooler or your cousins or your friend at the barbershop, beauty salon, just because you haven't heard it there, you don't hear a whole lot there that's going to help you. I'm just like, that's going to help you financially.
But you can share this information, please. Even if we are retired, which of course I'm not. Robert and I have already said we're never going to retire, But if you're retired and you have, friends, family, whatever, share this information. Tell them to ask, to seek, and to knock, so that they can get more information on how to live a better life. And believe me, it's not so much, I always use this phrase, it's not so much to say, look at me, it's to say, how can I help somebody else? Because if I have, obviously I've been blessed or I've been given. So I give of that I have been given, so that God that I love and that loves me can give me more, that I can give more and do more for our people in our community.
That's exactly right, James. I last week I was talking about this strategy, and I call it housing wealth, because a lot of people, especially people of color, don't really know how to really use their house to gain and really serve them. It's just too much. It's just too much money in the walls, too much equity, too much paid off houses that their money is not working for them while they're alive. Well, I was talking yesterday to administrators of a program, and it's a government program. And I found out that if you get a line of credit, a type of line of credit on your home, and don't even just have it on there, register it, but don't even use it. Just for having it on there and not even don't even take no money out of it. Just saying that my house qualifies, that if I ever need, 100,000 or 200,000, I don't have to go and no banker and beg and show them financial statements. I don't have to do all that. There's a program, at least you're 62 years old. I know that I can have a line of credit that if I don't need it, I don't need it. I won't be charged. But if I need it, at least I have access, emergency, or if I want to do an investment. But if you have registered your home, it's still your home. You do sell it, do paint it, do whatever you want to do with it, right? But you've registered it for a line of credit to be on there, already approved. Now, how to get approved? You don't have to have no job. You don't have to have no income. You know, your credit. I mean, you just have to own a home. And you can have a mortgage on it, but it has to have equity for that line of credit. But if you have, a lot of people have they bust their butt and they have no mortgage, no payments on their home, only they're paying their taxes and their insurance. They're perfect candidates for this strategy that I'm gonna tell you about. You get that line of credit on your home, register it. Yesterday, I found out that the interest that they pay you is 7.7. Goodness gracious. I said, how could it be 7.7 over? So follow me here. Let's say your house is worth $500,000. You didn't bust your butt and paid it all off. Now you got money elsewhere, but you got money in that house. That house also is a weapon. You could register that home and get a HELOC, so to speak. Okay, you can get that, and they say, okay, well, if you ever need $200,000-$300,000, here's a check, here's a debit card. If you don't use it, there's no interest, there's no payments. But guess what? While you're not using it, it's growing at 7.7%. When I was talking to the people, I said, it was a three-way conversation. I said, now y'all know 95% of the people don't know this. She said, no, we know. I said, man, y'all got to do a better job, man. They're like, why? Why we got to do a better job, Henderson? That's what people like you. I'm like, man, people don't know that. People do not know this. That's a game changer. Because a lot of people, you see what I just said, James? I said 7.7% right now. You can't even get that on. That's guaranteed. You can't even get that. A lot of people don't even know that.
Somebody trying to interrupt me. Rob, 20 years ago, 20, our time is up. Did we go off? Oh, okay. I thought we were off. But 20 years ago, Rob, my first commercial property, I think that was my first or second, whatever it was. But anyway, I did the same thing. I couldn't sell the property because the market was down, but I got a higher credit on the house, boom. So when the opportunity came up for me to take advantage of a deal, boom, done. I didn't have to go in to beg nobody, can I qualify for this? Would you please be so kind? No, I wrote a check.
Yeah, man. Hey, James, there's some strategies out there that most people know not of. They don't even know. That's like some weapons that the U.S. have that we don't even know of. Military. Our military.
And we're never gonna know, right?
And we're never gonna know.
Know.
Isn't that something?
As the movie said, we couldn't stand it if we knew. We'd really be scared.
And that's how it is in financial services, about strategies and stuff that you don't know. I mean, because you have to ask somebody. I always say you got to be blessed. I always say you got to be blessed to come to the Henderson Finance Group, because that means that there's something inside of you that moved you. You have to be in tune. I always say that because there's so many, I think people should be lined up down the street here, but most people are not moved. They don't know,
Well, don't forget, let's remind them, because I think we will be cut off at some point here. We're already an hour into our
we got to go.
Yeah,
we got to
go. But don't forget to remind them, Rob, that they have until Monday
to Monday to 5 o'clock to register. Call the Henderson Financial Group, 305-825-1444. I'm going to say it again, 305-825-1444. It's the last day to register for that 32% match. And next week, I talked to the lady, Elaine Stevens. She does a lot for veterans benefits and housing.
Oh, beautiful.
And I told her, I talked to her yesterday, but she already had a big schedule planned for today. So next Saturday, we're going to talk to her, James, about all the wonderful unknown benefits that our veterans qualify for and don't even know that they don't even know they don't even know. Okay, and we're gonna talk about that. So
I'm
if you have
guilty.
members or relatives, and make sure you tune in.
All right. Rob, and I interviewed a young man that has a project. So in a couple weeks to come, we're going to try to get him on. There's a project that this young brother, I'll tell you, look him up. His name is John Bostic, Bostic. He's a linebacker for the Washington Commanders, and he has a project that I just think we should know. We should let our viewers know about as well. Okay. But that's about it for me. I'm going to try to take a vacation for a few days this
Good for
week.
you.
So, hey man, I really enjoyed doing this. Oh, and Rob, and I had everybody ask me this, so I didn't even think of this, and so I want to clarify to people. Henderson Financial Group, I invest and I get information just like you. I'm not an owner, part owner. I said, where did that come from? Well, you talk about it all the time and you on it. Well, but hey, this is a part of my service. Yeah, this is part of my service of being here. So it is. The Henderson Financial Group is owned by Robert Henderson Jr., not Robert Henderson and James T. or John, whoever Robert is. I'm just on here to co-host with Mr. Henderson. This is a part of what I do to serve.
And that is said, and you said it, and that's the way it is, right?
That's what it is.
And I second the motion. He ain't telling no lie. He's telling the truth. We serve, we help each other from the goodness of our heart because we know where our blessings come from. We really understand that. We really know that. We really know that more than
through increasing quantities, through multiple sources on a continuous basis.
Yes, we know. All right, James, you got to give us a prayer, man, because we need prayer.
Okay, Father God, we thank you for the opportunity that you've given us to come together today. And I'm going to pray for all those who posted their names up and their families. And I have a special prayer for them. Dear God, I ask that you would not just bless them, but bless their families. But here, God, I want to ask you to do something for each one of those people that posted up today. Give them what you have for them that goes beyond what they can ask, think, or imagine. Now, that may take preparation, God, so that they can receive it. Because if they walk to the well with a glass, all they can get is a glass full. But give them that you have for them, oh Lord, so that they may be blessed and become a blessing. And if you do that, Robert and I are going to join them in praising you and worshiping you and thanking you for showing us that truly we have the ability to recognize the power of our own mind and enjoy the abundance that you have given to us on this journey called human beings on earth. In Jesus' name, amen.
Let the church say amen, amen.
So now y'all look out. Hey, so everybody on here, I see, I saw Linda posted up.
Linda V. Harris, that's sister-in-law posted up.
Lily Mae, Brenda, Joanne, Carol, Joseph, Donna, Neil. Hey, I tell you, is that Neil? Did I say that right? Well, hey, I want you guys to know that today you were prayed for to get something that Donna's there, that you're going to receive a blessing from God that goes beyond what you can ask, see, or imagine, or think. So you're going to have to tell us about it in weeks to come.
That's right. That's right. And sister-in-law Linda V. Harris, she's I just teased her. I said, Linda, people asking about you. You know what I mean?
Amen.
You know, you're miss. And she's in the development courses. She's learning so much that's going to bring, and she'll come back and tell us about her course. She's learning a lot. That's going to help us economically and help you, the viewers.
Yes,
we're going to share. We forever learning and growing. Right. Hey, listen, have a fantastic weekend and take care of yourself. Same time, same station next week. Love you. Peace, love, and happiness. We got to go. We out of here. Peace. I think who just said it? Soul Train guy used to say that, right?